Hey everyone, Kill with the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with the weekly Work With Me and Q&A thing. If you guys want to do the Q&A, I think on mobile it's down there, and for desktop it's right there. It's going to be the live chat. If you guys are watching on the replay, you can comment below with questions. I'll try to get back to you guys. I'm pretty good at getting back to comments, but not 100%. So, with that said, I just like to dive right on into things because I have a shipment coming of some stuff that I need and need to sign for it. So, with that said, just getting right on in. So as we can see here, we are on the YouTube community tab, and you guys voted, and it was funny that it was actually pretty close up until the very end between the random town in America, Heartland, and Phoenix, Arizona. With that said, I will definitely be including Phoenix, Arizona into next week's. I should be dropping that about like 12:01 at Wednesday, which will give you guys a full day to vote, basically. And the reason why I want to give you guys a day to vote is just to make sure that everyone can have time to vote. Of course, there's a chance that some of you guys will miss out on it. I'm sorry, but I don't want to have a constantly running poll because it'll just get a little bit messy that way, and this way I'll be able to put on new things whenever I am able to. So with that said, we are doing a random town in the American Heartland. So with that said, I'm just going to pull up booksalefinder.com just to start things out. Initially I did Kansas for the last little bit. I was trying to make this video. Didn't work very well, so I'm actually going to do Oklahoma because Oklahoma is pretty cool, and it's a panhandle state because panhandles are cool, I guess. So Oklahoma, we have Chickasaw, which is going on this week. It actually ends, ends Saturday. So if we are doing this, let's just say that we are going to do it on Saturday. So the state sales that we look for should be for Saturday, and the Friends of the Library sale obviously will have to be Saturday if we're doing this. So 3,000 books, that's very good, guys. I find 3,000 books, especially when it says plus, means there's a good chunk of books. Whenever I have 3,000 books at a place, I normally walk away with at least $1,000 worth of profit for myself. So that, of course, is not $1,000 worth of books after I pay for them. Like, I will pay probably $50, get $1,000 worth of profit of books, and for sales, that's probably $1,500 or more worth of sales. So if you guys charge shipping to your buyers on top of that, it could even be like $2,000. So 3,000 books, I do that all day long. 85% donated, that's fan-stinking-tastic. I love that. 80% hardcover, I love that even more. As I say in other videos, if you have that many hardcovers, that means there's a good amount of antique books and vintage books in there. Only newer books will be paperback most of the time. So as you guys can see on my shelf over there, we have, we have exclusively hardcover books. I mean, I guess the two Bibles on the top right are leather, and you guys can see that. But besides that, they're all hardcover. We have the fine binding ones. We have the cloth ones. Lots of pretty books. We have a couple new ones also, which eventually I'll take off that shelf because they're not as pretty as the other ones. But when you have that, old books, they are almost always going to be hardcovers. I've had a few that it's like pamphlets and they have paperback, but that is very, very few and far between. I would say like 0.005% of the time. So with that said, back to this though, 80% hardcover, great sign. Sorted, I love sorted, saves me time. Not picked over, I love that because that means that I will find some great stuff in there. No buyer restrictions. Personally, I like a couple buyer restrictions because it benefits me. I mean, I'm not one to put in stupid rules for stupid reasons, but it does benefit me as a bookseller when there are some buyer restrictions because it means that scanners can't always go, which means all the other booksellers normally don't go, so I don't have to fight anyone to go to these places. However, again, it's a rather dumb rule. I mean, I understand why they make it because some scanners are absolute dirtbags and will ruin the books, but a lot of scanners are not. I mean, I have a couple of people who do YouTube channels that follow me and I chat with, and they're definitely not the dirtbag scanners. Honestly, I would say out of all the people that I know that sell books, probably I've only met like 3 dirtbag scanners, and I've met at least 500 other booksellers, so very few and far between for the dirtbags. But with that said, on to this. Donations unless otherwise noted. So that means that these books, the 85% donated, that means almost every single book here is going to be the donated ones, except for, again, the ones that they note, which will probably mean it's an ex-library book. It's not often that they buy a book brand new to sell at a book sale. However, I have seen it happen a couple times. But with that said, Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 7, and then Saturday is 10 to 2. So we're going to have to look at the 10 to 2 time frame for when we're doing our book sales and estate sales that we are looking at doing. So 10 to 2, that is a 4-hour window. That definitely gives you enough time to go through 3,000 books if you guys are experienced. If you're a novice, it is definitely going to be pushing things because you will be like individually looking at these books or scanning these books, however you do it. And that will take a little bit more time. If you guys have been doing this business for a longer time, you will be able to look, let me just turn around again. You'll be able to look at a bookshelf like that and you'll be like, oh, this one, I can tell roughly what age that is. I can tell roughly what that one is worth. Oh, I've sold this one here 5 times before. When you guys have done this business for a little bit, you will know these things off the top of your head, basically. Like for me, I have a little stack right here. Pretty sure you guys can see that. And it's the Old West, the Time Life Old West set. This actually is not a complete set. It's just a whole bunch of random books from that thing that I've organized. I've actually sold one whole set of them now. I've sold a partial set. I want to say like 1 or 2. But I just sold a full set, my first full set ever. Excuse me, which included the Master Index, which I was very proud of because that Master Index is so stupid hard to find. But I look for those now too because the profit margin, it's not huge, but it's a good, easy sale. So that's why I look for those now. But with all that said, we have Chickasaw, Oklahoma. We'll definitely be looking around Chickasaw. So pulling up estatesales.net, and we're also going to look at estatesales.org, as we almost always do. And let me just look. We don't have the zip code here, so I'm going to have to look up Chickasaw, Oklahoma's zip code. And here we are, 73018. Copying that down, dropping that on in here. And in here. So nice and simple. Honestly, it's like one of the easiest things to do. Something that I think I will be doing for this one is having a 100-mile radius. If you guys live in Oklahoma or anywhere else in the heartland, you probably are willing to drive a lot more than someone like from California who expects everything to be 20 minutes away from them. Everyone here is a little bit more wise to the world and knows that everything can't be exactly the way you want. So here we are. We have Chickasaw, which I guess is somewhere here. It's not even showing up on the map, poor Chickasaw. And we have this, and it looks like we have a good amount of sales for both of them. So that's a great sign. So since we have 100 miles on the other one, I'm going to set 100 miles to this one too. Again, that's just under the location thing. You guys can just click where it says the mile thing if you guys are using estatesales.org. Really simple. But you can also change these other things. I think it's fine. But here we go. We have bidding auction. I don't like those, but I'm going to open it up anyways. So we're looking for, again, I'm pulling up the calendar, we're looking for the 28th, 29th, and 30th, preferably the 29th though. That way we can just have one day of sourcing because, again, with the Friends of the Library sale, we want to hit something close to that. So this one is, bidding ends the 27th, which is today. So not opening that one up. This one, nope, starts Friday, so we will open up this one. This one. Flippin' awesome estate sale. That's a exciting name. Ooh, I like this one, not for books, but because I like tools. Got a couple more. Wow, there's a lot of estate sales around here. That's awesome. And still going. Wow. I like this, man. Maybe we should all move to Oklahoma, guys. I'm kidding, that'd be terrible. We'd end up fighting each other for all the little stuff that we can get. 30th, I think that is outside of our... Yeah, that's not exactly where we want to do, but I will open it up anyway. Everything must go. And that's it for this one. So I'm going to let this just fight along. We got 53 photos here. And just going to go through really quick. Hopefully we don't get flashed. Last week we did. The week before we didn't. So hopefully we get lucky again. Ooh, pretty fur coats. Some rifles. Just old looking ones by the look of it. Some pretty ones. Cool scope on that one. Got some books. So we have a vintage shelf, which is definitely worth something. We've got some books and slipcases, which they look a little bit like the Time Life Artist books. I don't know if you guys have seen those, but I have seen those. I've sold several. I actually just bought a bunch more. I've had good luck with those. Got this one here. This black one would look interesting to me, but this shelf is definitely where I would look the most. This one here with Lincoln. I think that's Lincoln. It's sort of hard to tell. Actually, that's L. I could be Lincoln. I don't know. But we do have a lot of books. I would definitely say this is worth going to for this particular shelf. But let's see if there's any other cool stuff. So, unfortunately, we just lost our spot. All right, there's our shelf. Some more stuff. Sewing materials. Here's some more books. None of these books look too exciting, but if I went to the sale, obviously I'd check it out. So this sale, I would say, is a definite yes if we are looking for a sale that just needs to fill up space. Sorry. Here's another one. Got some more books here. None of these books are too exciting to me, guys. They all are like newer books. In addition to that, they're children's books. I don't have a lot of luck with children's books. I've sold a couple Mother Goose ones. If you guys can get old Mother Goose, you can make some good money. But again, it's few and far between that you'll get a whole lot of good money with antique children's books. But there definitely are some that make a good amount of money. In fact, that one book that I showed you guys, the Iliad and the Odyssey, in another video, that one sold within a couple of days. And I sold it for $50 as I was hoping to, and I paid 50 cents for it. Since eBay shows you how much money you make on things, I made $38 and some change, so I basically profited $38 off that, which was pretty nice. Pretty easy sale. So up here we have a set of books, but this set of books is the Reader Digest books. Those have basically no value. I actually saw someone who took all these Reader Digest books and they stacked them, put them in resin, which means like they ruined the books and made a desk out of them. That's how sort of not valuable they are. Got a Bible down here. So none of these books are too valuable. Personally, I like selling the Bibles. The Bibles are easy sales. You could sell them all day long. They're not always worth the most, but they can definitely be good sellers. Got a Larry Elder book. So with conservative thought things. So Larry Elder is a conservative thought leader. We have some Left Behind things as well. So because of that, I know that this person is like almost indefinitely Christian. Got some other books though, and when you have conservative thought sort of books though, those can definitely sell a whole lot more. Those books just aren't as widely circulated or something. I don't know. Not as many prints. I don't know, but those can definitely be worth a lot more. Whereas the more left-leaning books, oftentimes they print off like 65 billion of those and fill up every bookstore in the world. So there's not a whole lot of demand because there's just so many of them out there. So with that said, I would definitely check out that Larry Elder book if I was there, and all the other ones that I could see of people that I know about. But definitely not a sale that's too exciting for me. But beyond that, couple weird cat drawings. On to this next one though, 26 photos. So it's a farm sale. I don't expect many books to be in this because it looks like it's just the garage. And sure enough, it is just the garage. Wow, that water tank or whatever goes in that tank definitely got murdered. And a box truck. I don't need a box truck, believe it or not. Except that would be sort of fun to have a box truck for how many books you have, if you have that many. Going through this next one. It's pretty, but I don't see any books just yet. I do expect to see at least a couple books here because just off of what I can see about the property, these people seem like they read at least a little bit. I'm not seeing any books just yet, though, which makes me nervous. Come on, guys. I know you're readers. Prove it to me. No! Alright, I don't see any books, but I'm just going to hop on over to the details to see if they mention books here because, I don't know, looking at this stuff, it is a little bit more vintagey of things, and generally those people are readers. So I'm just going to type in book. Alright, it says book somewhere. I don't see it. Sad. Maybe these people aren't readers, or maybe the estate sale company just didn't care about books. Either way, that's sort of sad. I got to go through again, guys. I don't believe it. No! Okay, exiting out of that one. I guess I was wrong. Looking at the photos here, this next estate sale. I have no idea what all these little strings are. Is this like the bow is fraying? I thought it was a lot of spider webs for a second there. Got a really weird looking Buddha. No idea what that is. Going. Got some art, I guess. I don't really do art. It's not my specialty, but I do look at it every now and then because I know this much about art. So I do look at it whenever I can because there always is some money to be made. Beyond that, people make money selling records as well. This place had a lot of records. I didn't see any books though. So on to this next one. Boom. Ooh. I like the silvery dresser. That's cool looking. Going though. Saw some Jewish writing. So I'd expect these people to have at least some books. Something with Judaism is like they value books very, very highly. They value knowledge, wisdom, all that sort of stuff. There's actually a book. I can't remember what the book is, but it's from a guy called Daniel Lapin. He's a rabbi, and in his book, he actually wrote that. Yeah, I think he said he was talking to someone and they said, yeah, when my wife walked into my house the first time before they were married, she didn't see any books in the main family house, and she was like, oh, this family's not worth marrying. It's not worth it. But eventually he talked to her long enough, and she went back in and saw all their other bookshelves and was like, oh, okay, he is a good Jewish man. So I would expect these people to have books, seeing as how they are most likely Jewish, but it's of course not guaranteed, because as that story went, sometimes there's bad Jews that do not read, and I'm sure I'm going to get yelled at for using that term, but that is a term from that book, or a rough term of it. So on to this one here, though. Got a bunch of books. I don't see any that are too exciting and old. In this corner, I see some good ones that I would definitely look at. This looks like a little bit of a set, which I'd look at. Got some DVDs by the looks of it. This one down here I'd look at, but I wouldn't expect much. I can't really read that, but we have a little tub of books here that also looks rather valuable. All told, I would say if you bought all these books, you could easily walk away with $1,000 profit, but it'd be a boatload and a half of work to get them all out. So exiting out of that, going back through it, bunch of fur coats out here. It's actually surprising how many fur coats there are. Maybe someone needs to start a fur coat company. Just start selling those off. No more books there, though. On to this next one. Honestly, guys, I'm actually surprised there were so many estate sales around here. As I said, I wanted to make this a little bit quick, and I'm trying to make it as quick as I can, but no guarantees. So, got a bookshelf here. All the books look rather new. Basically, if a book has a dust jacket on it, it's going to be a newer book 90% of the time. I find that most books that have dust jackets are from the 60s or newer. However, I have seen a couple books that are older than that have dust jackets. So if you see a dust jacket, though, it is a good sign that the book is most likely not an antique book. So on to this next sale, though. Okay, we have some books that are interesting to me. I'm going to hop back on over to these after I finish looking at this. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. That is a very shiny bust. That's actually sort of cool. The ceramic glaze. Wow. Okay, we found books, guys. We found just a couple. I would definitely look at these books. I've never seen these before. That's actually sort of cool and exciting. Lots of books, got some fine binding ones. So these books are definitely from the 1800s, some of them. DVDs, probably not from the 1800s. Hear me out. Some more books, though. Again, antique ones. Down here, it looks like we have a set. Not entirely sure what those are, but that's actually very exciting. If I lived in Kansas, I would definitely be going over here. Sorry, if I lived in Oklahoma. I guess Kansas is close enough. Over here we have another set. Not entirely sure what these ones are since I can't read it. But yeah, fantastic sale. So we will definitely be looking at this one to go to. I'm just going to go down to that one that I said I'd double back for after the bust. Where'd it go? I lost it, guys. I lost some books. There we go. Sorry. Okay, and these don't look too exciting. Cookbooks, though, you can definitely get some money. Okay, these are the exact books I thought they were. That's actually sort of funny. So, Gourmet Cookbook. I actually have two right there. I think it's these two same exact volumes. I don't have the green one, but these Gourmet Cookbooks, you could sell both of them for about $30. So that's something I do know. So this is definitely a sale that I would say is worth going to, not for the cookbook, but because of the other things that we saw. I'm just hopping back on over to this one to see why I left this one open. So we have some books. Yeah, I guess this one's still worth going to. On to this next one, 100 photos even. That's actually pretty nice. Couple just showing you where it is. Oh, it looks like it's a storefront. That's actually sort of neat. Got some nutcrackers. Guys, nutcrackers are actually worth a lot of money if you can get a good deal on them. I was surprised to learn this, but yeah, some people pay a lot of money for nutcrackers. Okay, talking about nutcrackers, though. I actually saw this. I don't remember where, but someone was selling a 6-foot nutcracker, and that thing was like $3,000 or something. It was like, what in the world? Why? But yeah, nutcrackers can be worth a lot of money, so could definitely be worth going to. All the ceramic statue things, too. Those can be worth a chunk. I don't see a whole lot of younger people that are buying them, so it could be part of a dying industry that you might get stuck with a whole bunch of inventory for, but it definitely is something of value. So with that said, excuse me as I check my phone for something. As I said, I have that shipment coming, so I have to make sure I don't miss it. But as I let that load up, I'm just going to look at this next sale. Oh. Oh, man. That's a lot of... Wow. Wow. As you guys can tell, I'm a little bit shocked. That is a ton of books. So it looks like this is a store, I want to say. Huge Friday store. Huh. I'm, as you guys can tell, I'm at a loss for words. A lot of records. As I said, a lot of people make some good money with records. Records are getting sort of back in the vogue, so a lot of people do like records again, which means that you can get some good money on it. It's what the hipsters are going after, so again, you can make some good money because hipsters just like burning money on random things. So could definitely be worth hitting that up if you guys are around here. On to the next photo though. Okay, we got a set of books back here that I've never seen. I'd definitely check those out. All these books here, remember the thing I said about dust jackets? All these look like they have dust jackets, so none of them are too old. Excuse me. Looks like we are paying either $2 a book or $200 a book. I think I see a little dot there, so I'm thinking it's $2. In addition to that, $2 just makes a little bit more sense than $200. Actually, let me hop back. If these are the two books I'm thinking they are, those are worth between $30 and $60. It's something on a war. I don't remember which war, but I think I've seen these before, and I think I might have sold them before too. It's hard to keep track though when you sell so many books. Over here we have a set of books. I would definitely check these out. Under my little arrow here, I know you guys probably can't see it very well, but we have a couple books that are older looking, so I'd check those out. Got a little back room. Coffee table books. I've said this in other videos, guys. Coffee table books can be worth a lot of money. I've sold them for between $15, which are ones that I thought was worth more and ended up not being worth as much as I thought. But I've seen some sell it for as much as $100. I've sold one or two for $100. I've even seen some that people have sold for like $500 plus. So coffee table books are worth definitely looking at. Especially if it's at in an area where you know there aren't other booksellers. Other booksellers will look for coffee table books, mostly because those have ISBN numbers. So because they have the ISBN number and the barcode, people can just, excuse me really quick. Oh, sorry. People can just take their little barcode scanner, scan it up. I'm not sure how much that flashed you guys, but it was supposed to, and I'm curious how that's going to look. But yeah, people could just scan it really quick, nice and easy, and that's why you won't make a lot of money on cookbooks if there's other booksellers, but you definitely can if there aren't a lot. And even if there are some, you can definitely beat them to the punch on some of these. So with that said, on to the next one. Got a bunch of cookbooks. If you guys can get cookbooks for a cheap enough price, there's a lot of money to be made. So I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of cookbooks that are at least 3 feet tall. Some of them are even taller. Just over here, I'm selling these cookbooks as lots, and let me just grab one of them. So I have lots of 3 cookbooks that are just recipes. I'm looking, yeah, just vintage recipes. I'm selling lots of 6 of these for $25, and I paid $3 for each lot. So that's a good profit margin. So if you guys can get the cookbooks for 50 cents a piece or even lower, that can definitely be a good source of income for you guys. This one here looks like a more vintage one, this gray one with the 2 black stripes. So I definitely would look at this one just in general because people pay more for that. We also have some red spined ones which look like they're part of a set, so I'd look at that too. This red one here also looks older, so we'd look at that. Exiting out of that though, just to get a lay of the land again. Sorry, I lost it. There we are. We've got the cookbooks there. Okay, so we still have a couple more photos. I think we've already seen this one. And comics, $2 each. I would not touch those with a 10-foot pole. I don't have a lot of luck with comics, and in addition to that, I just don't think I'd pay $2 for a comic book anyways. That looks like that's it for books though, so it's a lot of books, but it looks a bit like refuse books. I mean, if you guys are a book scanner, I would definitely burn through every single one here because you can do it so quickly. For me, I don't really scan many books anymore, but as you guys saw, I do have barcode scanners to still do it. I actually have something in the works for that because the company that makes that one actually reached out to me and they're like, hey, would you like to work with us? I'm like, I actually have your stuff already and I like your stuff, so yes. So I thought that was sort of funny, but on to this next sale. We've already been here, my bad. On to this next sale. Everything must go. They say that, they don't always mean it though. So sometimes you'll get great deals, other times they just put in everything must go to try to get more people to go. And by the looks of it, I'm not gonna go, even though everything must go. And the reason why I don't want to go is because there just wasn't anything there that was too exciting to me. So with that said, onto estatesales.net. We are just going to open up all of them right now just to save some time. Former antique store. That's interesting. Opening them on up though. And if you guys remember, we're trying to look for stuff that is happening on Saturday, but it's not really the deal breaker because I'm sure you guys know this. Sometimes it's worth going to these ones that aren't on the day that you want to do all your sourcing because sometimes there's just some really nice gems hidden in there. So that looks like that's it for how many ones are around here. Within 100 miles at least. So just looking through a set of books. Honestly, guys, I would buy that set of books in an instant because, excuse me, because I am looking for encyclopedias again because I haven't sold an encyclopedia for the longest time because I have not been able to find any of them. So with that said, though, we have some books here. I would buy this set in a heartbeat. I have no idea what it is, but it just looks cool. At least I'd buy it in a heartbeat if I could get a good deal. Antique books down here, a couple of them at least, so that'd be cool. This set here, no idea what that is, but I think I'd pick that one up too just because it looks cool. And if it looks cool, usually it's worth a little bit more money. Not guaranteed, of course, but definitely is possible. This is weird. It's like a box that it's made to look like books. I feel deceived. Some more books here, though. Definitely have some vintage ones. These are from the mid-1900s. Some of them look early 1900s, but most of these look like they're mid-1900s, which is vintage, and vintage is worth money for sure. This set of encyclopedias, though, I would buy these if I could get a good deal. These books here, they look a bit like the Time Life ones that I mentioned a little bit ago, which I think is a little bit funny. But nothing that really screams my name, but if I was in the area, yeah, I would definitely hit this estate sale up. So, Newcastle, Oklahoma. Excuse me as I open up maps. The reason why I'm opening up the maps is just to see if Chickasaw is close to any of these other sales. Blanchard, Moore, Oklahoma City. Okay, so now I got a rough lay of the land. So let's just keep that in mind as we get back to this. So Newcastle, don't know exactly where that is, but we'll get back to that in a bit. So final week, everything must go. Liquidation sale, some cool ceramic stuff. So far we haven't been flashed, and I'm very happy about that, guys. I'm sure I just jinxed myself, but it's a big win. Nothing here either. Next one, bidding. Oh, I don't like bidding, guys. That's a cool chest. Not sure what that is. Going. Nothing. Just a lot of items to bid on. Nothing too exciting though. Exiting out of that. No photos. I like it when there's no photos because it lets me go through it faster. Okay, it's going through here. A lot of Civil War stuff. Generally, people that have a bunch of Civil War stuff will have at least a few books because they like edumification. And edumification comes from books. So, and yes, I know I'm saying it weird. That's intentional. I don't see any books on this, though. That's actually sort of surprising. See some records, but no books, which leads me to believe they just have books and didn't take photos, because there's a lot of people that won't take photos of books because they think they aren't worth as much money as what they really are worth. So people oftentimes just overlook them and throw them out. That makes me sad. But got some books here. None of them look too old. Go. Ooh. Got a set of books, so I'll double back for that. Looks like you can buy 3 people if you'd like. That's a joke. Slavery's illegal and wrong. Actually, interestingly enough, I know I shouldn't get in politics much, but I live in Oregon, and we just did voting, and evidently one of the measures we're voting on in Oregon is outlawing slavery, which, wow. Great job, Oregon. Leading the way. Here we have some books. Judging by the brown pages, I would say that this one is at least 80 years old, definitely 60 years old on the low end. Potentially a lot older, though. I don't think too much older, though, because that cut on those pages just looks a little bit too pristine to be too old. Some old books here, no idea what they are, but definitely these are older books. Definitely vintage. I don't know antique for sure. This one might be the closest to antique, or maybe this blue one, or this red one, but I'm not sure how old all these really are. None of them really scream antique to me. Again, those are newer ones. So we have this set of books here, though, that I was interested in. So it looks like it's an encyclopedia set. Got a set here. And as you guys could probably tell, I like sets. I've said this in other videos. So, excuse me as I scratch my nose. This old one here. So I would definitely look at this shelf. Looks like we have an old one somewhere up here. There. I would definitely look at this shelf if I was here. But, probably could make $500 profit easy cheesy, probably $1,000, but 500 easy cheesy. So Yukon, Oklahoma, so we'll keep that in mind. Stillwater, Oklahoma. Power washer, I don't think that really has much to do with books. Golf clubs, what is that? Cool looking toolbox, I like that toolbox. Nothing too exciting, and no books. Sad face. On to this next one. Ooh, got a couple books. Oh, we've already seen this one. Because remember those gourmet cookbook ones that I mentioned earlier? Going. Don't see anything. And a statua. That's statue in Spanish. Going. Ooh, lots of photos here. JK. On to this next one. Bidding. You guys know what I say about that? You guys want to buy a muffler? Okay, space and storage. So we have a bunch of these. I've sold a couple of these, not a set this big, but I would definitely buy this set because I've made some good money selling bits of that set before. Got some books locked up here. Books are very dangerous, so you need to lock them up at night. They're like gremlins. Some more books. Nothing that really screams my name. I'd check out these ones here that are on tools. Tool books definitely are worth more. Got a set of books here, so since it's bidding, obviously I won't be doing anything with these because I don't like bidding, but definitely could be worth something. I actually just saw a bunch of these books here. The ones I saw weren't worth a whole lot. When you can get like not a big set, but when you can get a larger set, definitely is worth more. So that could be worth getting. Oh wow, that's a big shelf of books. Definitely would look at those if this was an estate sale I could go to. Pest control. So it looks like it's just professional home ownership stuff. I use the term professional homeowner because it's something that a YouTuber guy that I like following uses. But I'm not going to this one because it's an auction. This one's an auction as well. So just going to burn through lickety split. Got some movies. What are those red things? I don't know. Thought they were books, but they definitely aren't. Going. So lots and lots and lots of movies and CDs and stuff. So that's definitely good for anyone that does that business. And we finally have the books. So these books are definitely cooler looking. The American People's Encyclopedia. Oh, I've sold this one before. And this set, I definitely made over $100 profit on. I don't remember exactly how much. It's been a couple years, but I definitely made a whole lot of money on this American People's Encyclopedia. Definitely is worth a good chunk of money. So if you guys could get it for $1 a book or $2 a book, it would definitely be worth getting. But since it's bidding, I'm not going to focus on that. With all that said, though, there's all of our estate sales that we are interested in. A couple of them definitely were interesting enough that I would consider going to them instead of the Friends of the Library sale, but personally I like Friends of the Library sales the most. I do have a lot of luck at estate sales, but Friends of the Library sales I just am able to get such a good volume of books, whereas estate sales I'm able to get really good quality books. And because of that, oftentimes I end up focusing on Friends of the Library sales instead of the estate sales, because the estate sales, they generally charge a little bit more, and yeah, they do have some better books sometimes, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. Whereas Friends of the Library sales, you're basically guaranteed to have a boatload and a half of books, and some of them are worth a good amount of money, but generally, again, I find better money at estate sales. So it's worth going to both, honestly, if you guys can. Personally, I like Friends of the Library sales more, as I've mentioned, but depending on the estate sale, definitely could be worth going to more. So like this one, if you guys remember, with the people that aren't for sale, cough cough, this shelf was worth going to, and that one wasn't as much. But let's see, down here there were a few that were worth getting, and here there were a couple. So this one I would say I'd definitely go to if it was in my area. Frisco Road in Yukon, Oklahoma. Not entirely sure where that is. Okay, so there's that, and there's Chickasaw, so I'd say that one's definitely close enough to go to. So hopping that on over there. high-end classy sale. If we remember this one, we had those sets, so I would definitely want to go to this one just for those sets. I'd say that was near Oklahoma City as well. Okay, so could go to Chickasaw, that one, and then Yukon, so off to a good start. Unfortunately, with statesales.org, you can't really look at the location of stuff as nearly as easy, so Nichols Hills, I don't know, Nichols, okay, so Nichols Hills. I don't see it, but oh, there's Noble, so maybe it's near there. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna let you guys basically figure out what's near you for that one, because I honestly don't want to do this for 5 hours. But yeah, there's definitely some good stuff. This one's Oklahoma City, so obviously that would be near Oklahoma City. So yeah, there's a lot of really good sales. Honestly, I don't know exactly which ones I'd want to go to. Like this one, that's the huge sale. I would definitely be more tempted to go to because there's so many books. I'm not sure how stressed I'd be to go to it because it looks like it's a storefront, so it should be around a little bit longer, but there definitely were some really cool finds around here. This one, if you guys remember, I would personally want to go to just because of this really old set of books that I showed you guys earlier on. Man, so many options. Norman, I actually think I remember seeing Norman somewhere. Yeah, right there, Norman. So yeah, that's really cool because you have so many options right around Oklahoma City for around Chickasaw. So that's really nice. Lots of options for you guys if you want to go do those this week. If you guys want to see me do this for more random small towns across America, I'll probably have another random small town thing. Maybe not for the whole of the American heartlands, but I'll maybe do different cities or something like that. I don't really know for sure how I'm going to do this, but yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to drop a like. I know it was a little bit rambly, and again, if you guys had any questions, I would have answered them in the live question area. All this sort of stuff. Sorry, got a little rambly. I have a lot on my mind right now, sorry. And with all that said and done, though, guys, if you guys want to watch some more videos, you can watch them there. You can subscribe there, subscribe down below, all that sort of stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.